Hi, friends. Questo Enrico here. Questo de Taekwondo de Femiese de People Plays, also known as Talking with Famous People. And I want to talk a little bit today about confusion, mostly because I'm a little confused. And I'm not sure what happened. So I took Jen out for our third date, and we had a good time. I thought we did anyway. Everything seemed to be going smoothly. Everything seemed to be going well. And on the way back to her pad, we stopped at a weed store. What is that? Sounds like tobacco. Hello. Good evening, huh? It's afternoon here, but good evening, afternoon to you, Zaylen Black. Anyhow, so we went down to this flea market in downtown. We're in Melrose area, actually. And I got a cool shirt for $10. I got this shirt. It says I love lamb. Pretty great shirt. I'm not sure what it means, but I like it. So anyway, I got that shirt and we walked around. She didn't really get anything. And then I took her out to lunch. We went to this Italian place, nice lunch. And then on the way back, we stopped at the weed store. She had mentioned wanting to maybe stop at a weed store, and I needed to go to the weed store, and we were down there where all the legal weed stores are. So we stopped at the weed store, like I said, and then after the weed store, I went back to drop her off at her house. I picked her up from her place, which is definite progress in a dating relationship, right? When she's comfortable with you going to her pad to pick her up, that's an indication of increasing level of comfort. So I was like, right on, score. We're gonna see how this thing plays today. And then after we got weed, I was like, okay, so let's, do you have a pipe or a bong or things at your house? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, let's get rolling papers and we'll roll a joint and stuff. Okay. So then when we get back near her house, she's like, okay, well, there's a place where you can get rolling papers over there after you drop me off. And I'm like, okay. I was expecting it to go and smoke a joint with you or something, She's like, oh, I've got errands to run. She said, you can just drop me off right here. So I'm like, okay, well, got errands to run. You got errands to run. I dropped her off. And I'm totally confused because I totally expected to go inside there, today and have things at least get somewhat physical. And, oh, boo, ham bone. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, she escaped from me. And I'm surprised because things were going, as far as I could tell, perfectly. Things were going really well. But then when it came time to, drop her off and presumably go inside with her and sit down on the couch next to each other and, meanity. She didn't say anything. She said she wanted to talk to me. Good things is what she said. She didn't say anything about it at all. She didn't say anything about what she wanted to talk about or anything. Apparently I did, yeah. So, it's like the last thing I said to her was, all right, well, give me a call. I'm not going to call her. I'll wait for her to call me and see what happens. It could be I'm just, I don't know. Could be any number of things. She didn't say a goddamn thing. What the text had said was, let's see. Says, me too. This is thanks for a very pleasant evening. This is after the last one. Thanks for a very pleasant evening. Looking forward to Sunday. She said, me too. I've already have some topics to discuss. Good things. So, I mean, that's why I don't think it was what you're saying there, you know. I agree with you, Eileen. Usually it's not positive. I don't think in that instance that's what was being indicated there. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she just decided she doesn't like me or just isn't that into me or whatever, and that's fine. But no, because an only son pathology. Only son means that your father didn't have a brother. Yeah, this is the ENTJ lady. Right. Anyway, like I said, as far as I could tell, everything went great today. Until the very end, after we went to the weed store, all of a sudden she sort of shifted gears, I guess. I don't know. And it's not like she was against against weed. We had talked about it, you know, prior to going to the weed store. Eileen, if you can answer the super long genealogy questions on the first try, you're almost certainly a TI dom. I don't take offense. And I am confused by it somewhat, but I appear clean and successful. What I'm saying is, if you get the particularly long genealogy question that Spacey gave him on a recent one on the first try, then you could be an ISTP. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe she's going to call me and say, hey, what's up? And no, you're not an INFJ. INFJs aren't that fast with their TI. INTJ theoretically, but you're not an INTJ. So it's probably a good thing that it went. Yeah, you're right there, Fasology. It could be. I hadn't thought about that. Way too much SI. That's one reason. You seem to have third slot SI to me. You're either an INFP or an INTP, Eileen. One of the two. Well, you might believe that, but it's important to you. Your past is important to you. So when you say DOS you or don't scream too much. I'm not screaming at all. It's kind of probably a good thing that it played out like this because um, right, that's pretty funny, huh, Peter? I really when I realized that outside when I was smoking a cigarette, it made me laugh. It was like, hold on a second. I asked this guy to tell me his morning, and he told me like all these boring ass things, right? And then when I'm like, okay, that's enough. He's like, wait, I didn't tell you to finish telling you. It's so boring. Uh, okay, you sent an email? All right, thanks. Philosophical thinker. Eileen, you're trying to have your cake and eat it too, woman. I can't fucking stand that. That's very INFP of you. You can't have your cake and eat it too, all right? I mean, really, Pasca, that's a good suggestion. I should film my dates so you guys can analyze them afterwards. What's the point of having cake if you can't eat it? Well, you can show it off. Look at my fancy cake. You could freeze it for later. I mean, I agree it's a dumb saying. Okay. I agree with you. And if you Google it and read about it, as I have, you'll realize you just end up shaking your head and going like, what a fucking horrible idiom. Anyway, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But, well, sure. But some of them are less confusingly so than others. You know, silence is golden doesn't confuse anybody. It's just a way of saying silence is good. I could care less is wrong. It should be I couldn't care less. All right. That's a different thing. I could care less is wrong. I couldn't care less is right. But you can't have your cake and eat it too is correct, but still confusing. With all the classic blind date captions and comments just in the style of functions, about to have a TI drop in 3, 2, 1. I should put that on my OkCupid page. I in big in caps. I am looking for somebody willing to let me film our first date. Blue Nowhere, why are you dismissing women? Yeah, but you care so little that you don't even care about making sense, since I could care less. Well, that's pretty nifty there, Hambone, but ultimately, nevertheless, unconvincing. The thing is, I don't in general want that for dating, but that's a good point, JL. I mean, I'll have to put a lot of explanation, I guess, or a fair amount of explanation. Blue Nowhere. What do the women in here think about Blue Nowhere's woman hating comments? Do you guys find them annoying, or do you just shake your head or roll your eyes? You just go, poor guy, he obviously needs to get laid. Well, what do you think when he says that shit? I want to know. I want to hear from the women. What do you guys think when Blue Nowhere says things like they have very poor reasoning skills in reference to women? What do you guys think? Does it make you mad? Does it bother you? Do you? Yeah, I've already given you a bunch of options. What is your response to that? Yes, Blue Nowhere, your bullshit about women not having reasoning skills and stuff. A woman's mind is just a bunch of segmented thoughts followed by a bunch of rationalizations at best. Now, how do you want to portray that, if not absolutely reductively dismissive of all women, unnecessarily and obviously indicative of some sort of thing you got going on? Nobody's going to interpret it as anything but that. Are you a chick, Blue Nowhere? I assumed Blue Nowhere was a dude who hates chicks. I mean, that changes everything if you're a chick, Blue Nowhere. I'm assuming Blue Nowhere is a dude. It's legal to think. Yeah, Blue Nowhere is not a chick. Gender realism, like race realism, he doesn't hate them. Semantics. Oh, right. Whatever you want to call it. Groupism, you know? Groupism is always the same. Doesn't matter what the group is. Is your groupism about? You know? It doesn't matter whether it's race, whether it's gender, whether it's tallness, whether it's level of education, Democrat, Republican. As soon as you start being like, members of this group are meh, then it's just like utter fail. Max G94. Hi, Eric. Remember me? Are you Max from yesterday? Yes, I remember you. That's not too far back. I remember you. You're the last typing I've done, so I still remember you. It depends whether the group is a choice or not. All right. Well, see, here's the thing you'd say. It's like, okay, well, surely we can talk shit about ISIS, right? You want a shirt that says "Mia"? I'm not sure that's how you spell it, Rachel LaPalosa. I believe I have a hat that says "Mia." It has there's this rectangular clay thing. It has "Mia" carved into it. I believe it's "Mia." Yeah, like philosophical thinker. Although there's two different spellings of it. It could also have an E instead of an A. Because there's two different pronunciations of it. It's Mia and Mia. The video went mute? Really? Oh, sorry about that. I didn't know that. What time? Like late in the video or what? He's an ISTJ. Oh, it didn't. Okay, good. 64 genders. Well, there's infinite genders and two sexes. But remember, gender is just completely arbitrary. So, just like race, sex is not arbitrary. Sex is a real thing. So, like for example, I have myself at least 64 genders, all in the range between manly and super manly, right in there. There are 64 distinct genders that I have within that spectrum there. Sex is not a spectrum, philosophical thinker. Gender is. Gender is completely arbitrary. No, sexuality is a spectrum, maybe, sure. But sex isn't. Biological sex. If you have a Y chromosome, you are a male. If you do not, you are a female. It's that simple. Gender's stupid because it's meaningless, like race. But sex actually means something. Yes, men and women are different. It's true. Yes, we can say some things about differences between the two sexes, and there are only two sexes. Yes, there are hermaphrodites, but it's like, look, I like to tell everybody there's nothing wrong with them, right? And that's true. Metaphysically, right? But if you have, say, spina bifida, then there is something wrong with you, namely spina bifida. What I don't believe in is gifted people, okay? I don't believe in that. There's nobody who's gifted because that's arbitrary, like race and gender. Those things are all arbitrary. But I do believe in retarded because those people have actually something wrong with them. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them invalid in some sense. But people who are mentally retarded, okay, you're right, philosophical thinker, but get my point. You could also have spina bifida. But if you do, there's something wrong with you. Okay? There are things that can go wrong with a person. If you have spina bifida, that's not the same as being physically normal. If you have spina bifida, there's something wrong with you. Not metaphysically, not ontologically, maybe, but physically for sure. And the same thing is true with people who have XXY, XYY, XXX, extra chromosomes and shit. There's something wrong with them physically, not ontologically, not spiritually or whatever, but physically. That doesn't prove there are not two sexes. That proves there are two sexes. Because when there aren't, there's something wrong with you. I think it depends much more on type Blue Nowhere than it does on gender. Do I identify with my German background? No. I am an American. I almost never refer to myself as German at all, except if somebody asks me, like, well, what's your ethnic background? What kind of a name is Strauss? It's German. There's nothing wrong with Blue Nowhere. He's just making bad choices. Not at the moment, John Christopher Lestone. Not at the moment. I'm actually between races at the moment. I'm in the transition period where I've left being Asian. I'm not yet begun being the next race that I'm going to be. So I'm actually between races. It feels like I might be Indian from India next. I'm not sure. Right, so that can be confusing, though. Those early feelings can be deceiving. It could end up being like, from what do they call it? Siberia. That's what they call it. I think there are two genders, but hormone levels are a spectrum, and gender roles should not be binary. Well, I think gender roles, the thing to remember about gender roles is that gender roles are specific to relationships. They may be expressed as universal norms or mores, but they're actually specific to relationships. So in my last relationship, Kimberly did the laundry. She did most of the cooking that got done. She wouldn't eat what I cooked, basically. But then I did other kind of things that might be considered woman work. I did all the vacuuming. I generally did the like cleaning of the floors and stuff. So we did have our roles as man and woman in the relationship, but that's specific to that relationship. It's not. It's not. There is a sort of universal norm that we can compare against and say, well, these are traditional women roles. Do I think that people should be like those traditional roles? No, not unless they want to. If they want to, then fine. What happened with Kimberly? We broke up. Alexandria Dang says in her relationship, she does all the cleaning and prefers her male partner does the cooking, even though she's a better cook because he's terrible at cleaning. Good point. I've come bearing questions. I ask and you shall receive the answers while you think out loud. How convenient for you. That is convenient for me, Vainamoinen. That's perfect. What a good plan you have. What do you mean by emotionally based decision making? Well, I would say I make poor decisions when I use my emotions. But somebody with FI and tool function is going to make good decisions when they use their emotions. I have 4 children. I've never been a stereotypical mom. I don't smother them with affection or feel particularly bonded. I definitely don't clean. I logic my way through most problems. You had a difficult childhood, April. Love, language, value, dynamics, and compatibility overlap. Yeah, those things are all factors. Do I still think that ISFJs are a good match for you? Possibly. If I find the right one, I need to find one who's sweet and kind and good and just and nice and not mean to me. I mean, basically, that sums up all the problems in my and Kimberly's relationship. She was mean to me, and she got meaner as time went on. And she conveyed to me that she just didn't like me at all very often. Rachel, you're an alien? That reminds me to check my other phone. I hate having 2 phones. I'm not having 2 phones for long. I'm in the transition period, but I'm being lazy. So here's the other thing that was, I guess, made me feel disappointment. Was 2 phones. Well, I found out today at lunch that Jen takes Vyvanse. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. We can get twacked out and fuck, That sounded fun, right? Do elves have the same cognitive functions as humans? No. How about dwarves? Definitely not. Or all orcs SE dominance? Yes. Elves have different functions. One of their functions is extroverted arrow shooting. One of their functions is introverted INFJ. Those are the main 2 functions. Dwarves are more like, extroverted axing, introverted greed, extroverted greed, and extroverted squattiness. Hi, Countess. Tell Eric I'm a real INTJ. Oh, Eileen, you're not a real INTJ. No, you're not. What time would make the best secret agent and why? What time? What type you mean? Probably an INTP. If you get them to do shit. It's possible you were too public with feelings or emotions. I like that, and I like you, but is that an ENTP thing? I wouldn't describe you as reserved. Is that an NEFE thing? It may just be an Eric thing. I think it's in general. I think it's what happens when an ENTP feels generally safe, like, and is in a place where he wants to be. I've become more transparent the more comfortable I've become with my life. So if you're talking about my publicness on the channel with my feelings or emotions, then it's definitely true I've become generally more transparent over time. But it doesn't mean that when I'm interacting with the person, I'm necessarily revelatory about anything, you know? And I think to the extent that I'm being public with my feelings or emotions now, it's consistent with what I've always done and consistent with what I told her I was going to do, which is talk about how she goes, you know? I'm fair. I'm not accused her of any wrongdoing. I don't think she did anything wrong. I assume I must have done something wrong, you know? I don't think I did, but you know, I think most people will draw that conclusion in a confusing state. If you don't really have clear indication of what's going on, but you're confused by how shit played out, then I think most people will conclude they must have done something wrong, right? I'm trying to think what I did wrong. I'm not trying to think what else it could be besides me doing something wrong, you know? Listening to Ride of the Valkyries makes me feel like a Viking about to fuck shit up. I think Eileen's an INXP. Thanks, John Christopher Liston. What does TI in the 8th slot serving FI in the 1st slot look like exactly? Well, it looks different in an INFP than an ISFP. So, yeah. ISFP, it looks like they come up with good TI arguments, good-ish TI arguments in defense of what they want to be true. And they don't use it when it runs afoul of what they want to be true. So it's like they're very FI driven. INFPs are much more intuitive in their use of TI, I guess. And they can look like it's in a higher slot more. Hi, Jim B. I can see your messages, Bod123. When my ex wasn't working, I would come home and say that the clutter of the house is representative of the clutter in my mind. The delay is like 3 seconds. You mean on the chat? Or is my voice and my mouth not in coordination for you? I don't understand what you mean by that. Thanks, Susie. You know, usually the internet here at my dad's house is pretty good. It does seem to like reset periodically on its own for some reason and go through a brief period of not having any internet. I'm not sure why it does that, but when it's not doing that, it seems to work pretty successfully. Hey, look, I do these live streams for the purpose of interacting with people about whatever. There's no problem voicing opinions when I feel like it. If I don't feel like addressing that shit, I just won't read that comment, you know? You seem in a bad mood, but you probably don't realize it because of your bipolar affliction. Yeah, I don't realize it. Maybe I'm in a bad mood. I mean, I feel a little like frustrated at the way that played out, but I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Seven? Sure, that's fine. All right, see you then. Bye. What happened was nothing happened. It was my debate client wants to push it back half an hour. Well, yeah, nothing happened. It's like the way it played out was this. We had a very nice outing. We went to a flea market. And then I took her to lunch. And on the way home, we stopped by a pot shop. I'm like, let me get some papers. We'll smoke a joint. We'll go back to your place, smoke a joint or whatever. And she's like, oh, well, there's a place to buy papers over there. After you drop me off, you can go over there and get papers. I'm like, oh, I thought I'd maybe come and smoke a joint with you. It's like, oh, no, I've got errands I got to run. I'm like, okay, well, if you got errands to run, you got errands to run. See you later. Dropped her off. So the thing is, that was surprising. No, I don't feel like I'm in a bad mood or anything. I'm telling you the story of how shit didn't go as I anticipated, I guess, on my date. But it's probably a good thing. It'll get me to explore some more options rather than sort of settle into whatever doesn't fight back. You're right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Maybe none of your biz. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, you're probably right, Zaylen Black. I don't know. So, no one reveals their emotions publicly is rude, so it all depends. Well, I reveal my emotions, I guess, more than I think I do, or more than I'm even aware I'm feeling them. I don't think I'm feeling any particular emotions right now. Not that I can tell. Oh, I'm probably a little frustrated. A little frustrated that shit didn't, Now I look more confused. Yeah, I am confused. I am a little confused, I guess. So you asked, why am I smoking? I mean, why am I smoking bong rips? I always smoke bong rips. When I'm home, anyway. I don't smoke bong rips when I'm out and about. Like, I didn't smoke any weed while I was on my date. Have you investigated the concept that the cognitive functions have a gendered appearance, person with masculine TI would more? Yeah, that's all bullshit, Alexandria. There's no masculine and feminine forms of functions, and there's no positive and negative forms of functions. It's all bullshit. What are you people seeing that I'm not feeling? No, I mean that's fine. I find that interesting actually. I just, when I'm being told that I'm feeling something, then I assume you guys probably know better than I do. So, do I have pics from when I was 20? There's a video of me from when I was 20 or 18, 17. If you want to see it, I could try to find the link. I can't hide my feelings, it shows. Yeah, I'm aware that I can't hide my feelings. Goodbye, Gabrice Budzinski. It's been a great pleasure having you here. You've been an amazing contributor. Women always say what they want and what they feel. What's the problem here? Women don't always say what they want and what they feel. Have you ever talked to Susie? Oh. I remember a couple of occasions when Susie talked to me about how she felt for a second. It confused the fuck out of me. She was like, I don't like being the bad guy all the time. I don't like how it makes me feel. And I was like, oh, you mean how it makes you feel like you look bad? No, I mean how it actually makes me feel. Because you think other people think you look bad? That polar FI, it's fun. Yeah, I felt kind of lost with my FI. Thank you, Jake Forrest. You have both the rock and the roll of ages. Rock of ages. Yeah, I don't like it. Well, I mean, I don't have an aversion to being the bad guy necessarily. I'm not. Do I seem sad? Am I sad? Spacey seemed sad in the last session. I noticed that. I talked to him afterwards. He'll be fine once he gets into his more permanent housing, which is today. What's wrong with my FI? I don't know. Apparently, it's moist or something. Oh no. I'm fine. What are you talking about? I mean, I don't. I think you guys are gaslighting the fuck out of me right now. It might not help. It might not hurt, Countess. Maybe you are. I'm fine. See, I look disappointed. I look disappointed. I never hurt anybody. Have you ever tried taking 5-HTP before smoking? What's 5-HTP? I don't even know what it is. So if your best friend dies, is it a good idea to surf the net for his most perfect replacement? No, I don't think so. Eric, why are you confused? She did not agree to a fourth date. liable to make a bad choice, huh? That does sound tempting. Jake, why am I confused? Well, because I expected her to invite me in, you know? Oh, liable. Okay, yeah, that's better. Thank you for clarifying, Countess. I guess I didn't finish processing that. No, I don't think her kid was home. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened, really. I guess I'm mostly confused. I'm not offended. Maybe a little frustrated. Countess, not all women respond especially well to that. Okay. Isn't all this speculation annoying? Yeah, I thought it went fine. I mean, it was fun. We chatted. We had, yeah, that's what Susie's got it. Well, no, because I never made it inside, where it would have naturally occurred. I mean, I did go inside to pick her up. The natural progression of things would be for me to then go inside at the end, smoke a joint with her, even if she didn't want to smoke any weed. No, you can smoke out there in the patio or something. But no, I was there to pick her up. I don't know. Maybe she got a text, something came up. Maybe something better came up. I don't know. Hard to see. Hard to say. Maybe you should get a fleshlight. A flashlight. No. No, 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 no. I don't want any of that shit. I don't want any fleshlight or real doll. I'm just saying it was a little confusing. That's all. And then what's even Eileen. Let's not be reductive about how shit went down. You know, there's a lot of gossip indeed going on around here. A lot of gossip indeed. Uh, are you gonna try to bone Meghan Markle, Jake Forrest, right out from underneath the prince? Do you feel bad afterwards, Countess? After what? She has a fake pregnancy? Meghan Markle has a fake pregnancy? She's not really pregnant? How is she not really pregnant? Does she have a kid? Yeah, Ruse Moose, it does mean that. And in most ways, in some sense, better because it's an absolute value for me and it's an instrumental value for them. let's see. She's a narcissist for sure. It's the latest conspiracy theory. She has a kid, but like it was all hush hush for a long time. Eric, why are you mono dating? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, Jake Forrest. I guess I'm not. I just once I start like sort of looking at a chick as a contender, I tend to not really look at anybody else until I've decided what to do with that one, I guess, you know? Am I virtue signaling? The reason you were rejected was Eric is you did something that really made that woman's psyche tick. What does that mean? The big contrast is top or bottom stack, one being conscious, the other unconscious, like swinging a bat at a piñata, one with a blindfold and the other without. Since women live in the moment by their emotions, something you did effectively overdid all those good times you had, those good feelings. I don't know if I was really rejected or not. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I'm confused more than anything else. Well, patience is fine, but I think that that's fine. You know, hey, I'm responding to a couple of different things here. Let me read them out loud so people know what I'm responding to. Didn't hear the full story of T.E. Downs do that a lot. They just flip the switch, go on a few more dates, you might be pleasantly surprised soon enough. That's plausible. Absolutely plausible. Hi, Kimberly. Boy, this is what a. There are some complications implicit to being transparent in life. Okay. So, what was I saying? Jesus. Oh. So, Mladen Stojkovic might be right. That's possible. And also, some people need time to warm up, or is this just me? Well, I agree. People need time to warm up. And, you know, if I had gone in and sat down with her and we hadn't ended up having sexual intercourse, but things had gotten somewhat physical, then I would have thought like things were proceeding on schedule, so to speak, you know. But the way that I was sort of like summarily like, oh, I've got errands to run, even though given the time when I was picking her up, you know, it's not like she's got anything urgent to do. It just seemed very much like you just got rejected. It seemed that way, or at least if presented with those facts by another party, I would say I don't think she's that into you. I think she's probably done. So I don't know. I could, but you know, she's not an FE user, so it could be just like what Mladen Stojkovic says. Yeah, well, the problem with video chatting with people is that you don't have a chance to physically be physical with them. You know, it's just images and words. Did something happen at the weed store? No. I bought weed. That's it. She sort of looked around. I don't know what else to say about it. T-Dom, little FI does its thing without words sometimes. Yeah, introverted thinker. I mean, I would say that maybe I was expecting more of her 8th slot FE than she would naturally give, and like she didn't necessarily think it was instrumental. Like, if she had really been like, I want to be slow right now, and I'm not ready for this yet, or something like that, then but I will be, then I guess I would have responded differently or something. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Well, I guess when we parted ways, I'm like, all right, well, give me a call because I figured I'll put the ball in her court. She said I will, so we'll see about that. What Blue Nowhere again? How did the meeting end? Just like I said. Hello, Gilded Garden. I'm sorry too. Don't be sorry. It's not a big deal. Plenty of fish in the sea. But like I said, I'm not. I'm NI ignoring. So even though the NI of it would seem fairly straightforward to me, uh, I'm not assuming I didn't get that wrong. I sound deflated. I probably am a little deflated. Why are you people sorry? Eric, you're so overreacting. I don't mean to be overreacting. I don't feel like I'm reacting at all. I'm just saying it was confusing. That's fine, Elizabeth Milburn. Like I said, the ball's in her court. Thank you for sympathizing with me. You can't expect much. I'm doing good job by from 8th slot FE. I've been with TE down. Just be persistent enough. You'll get what I mean why they flip the switch. Because, oh boy, they do. Okay. All right. Cool. And C says, stop pushing Eric's FI. He doesn't want commiserations. Hey, Eric, in what way would you look for SE Polar in someone? Right. I'm just saying, expressing confusion here, Hambo, not definitive conclusion. And I don't mean to be overreacting at all. I think I'm reacting quite tepidly, frankly. But commiseration is like feeling sad with you or on your behalf or something like that. Okay, Jesus, everybody's harassing me in this live stream. You guys are all hammering my FI or something. I don't know. It just magnifies my confusion. All right, bong rip time. I'm gonna transubstantiate this to all my homies, my dogs out there, all 53 of you in this live stream. Get 1/53 of this transubstantiated bong rip. Well, I mean, I don't think she does watch it. She might. She should. Be nice because then I wouldn't have to explain things, right? Yeah, I'm pouring this one out for the homies. All right. Well, Rachel Appelos, you better keep that in there for a minute. You better keep it. You don't want to miss out on the transubstantiated bong rip. Here we go. Transubstantiated. That's some 30% THC to the dome. Okay, where was I? That was a bit of a bell ringer there. I like smoking weed. It's a good and satisfying. It's a good and satisfying thing to do. Let's pull another bong rip. Oh, I already have one of those open. Now this is the less good stuff. It's at 20% THC instead of 30% THC. I don't like feeling hungry while stoned. I eat nonstop, but sex is great. All right. So let's see here. The bong rip torch sound is fucking more horrible than 10,000 nails on a chalkboard, but it makes you happy. Well, get ready for it again. Bruce Moose, get ready for it again. I got a new mix if you want to listen to it. I'm not really very super happy with the mix, but I've been continuing to meow about it, you know, as they say. I don't know who says that. Cancel. Cancel. God damn it. Oh, here it is. Right there. Duh. All right. All right. So this is yeah. There's a new mix on that. It's legal to think, let's go to California. We can buy some legal leave. Let's visit. I agree. You should do that. I struggle with people trying to guess how I must feel less than I prefer simple acknowledgement or advice. Smoking weed always made me pull a whitey. Is that an INFP thing? What's a pulling a whitey? What does that mean? Is that a euphemism for doing a line of cocaine? I don't want to be alone, but it's difficult to find somebody I consistently vibe with. What does it mean, John Christopher Listone, pull a whitey? What does it mean, though? That was a good bone rip. Okay. That's what they refer to as a bell ringer. Yeah, I will tit. You will tit? What does that mean? Dope song. Did you play all the instruments? Not the drums. Rusmus played the drums. I want him higher in the mix, in that mix. Oh, you're Tit. Oh, that's cool. I love the fact that your name is Tit. That's great. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh. Oh, that's funny. Because Susie's name is Ted. That's some F bipolar there too, right? It's like I'm sure Susie's not laughing about this that much. I do miss King Chris Disarmo for you. Of course I do. Who wouldn't miss? Well, where the hell's Freddie Chandran? Thank God Rachel's here. Rachel, it's legal to thank. Peter Gentici is here. He's Italian. I've been mispronouncing his name this whole time. One time I was talking to my brother. I was like, this is my brother right next to me. Eric goes, oh, wow, Susie, you have tits. Well, Susie, I'm a little more smooth now, okay? A little more smooth. Not really. Not that much. I don't remember that. But I will let everybody be aware that I can definitively say that the correlation between dominant slot TI and small breasts is less than 1. I have a friend called Bat Bottoms. Roger Bottoms and their son is Phil Bottoms. Bat Bottoms. Oh, that's great. Bat Bottoms. No, I don't say shit like that to my dates, Susie. Although I did point to this girl's ass cheeks and point them out to Jen at one point because they were really hanging out at this flea market we were at. I checked that out. It was kind of ridiculous, you know. She's like, "Oh my god." IXTPs are busty AF in my opinion. It must be less than 0.1. Well, Mladen Stojakovic, I don't know a lot of INTP chicks. I do know Susie, and she does invalidate the notion of it being 1. You're going Den Tai Chi and super staccato with the Den Tai Chi, but the C has an almost G sound to it. Den Tai, like that. Your name is Peter Den Tai. Yeah. Well, look, I like boobs, but don't get me wrong. I don't need huge old boobs. I like small boobs too. I like small boobs a lot. Oh, Eileen, don't don't lie. Don't lie. Look, just just allow for the reality that I enjoy a full spectrum. That's the guitar pitch shifted down and like messed with, EQ'd a bit and stuff like that. So, all right, Jake Forrest, quit busting my chops. The thing is, that's not anything close to a final mix. The thing I was doing was trying to get everything like trying to fit as much in the fish tank as I could, basically. And I ended up filling the fish tank up and then realizing at the end I needed more drums. And the other issue is the bass is not distinct enough in the mix from the guitar. The guitar is a little too loud. I could probably pan each of them another 10%. And mierda. Butt hurt. I'm not good with pump and dump. What's pump and dump? Well, there's also you can hear in that mix. There's a part where I still am. It's like an intermediate mix. It's why I didn't even bother sharing it with you or anything. It's just something I threw up there this morning to see how successful some things were I was trying, but it needs to be remixed, obviously. It needs more drums, and I need the bass to stand out more, and it needs new vocals entirely still, which I haven't gotten around to. But it's still in progress, so that's what it is right there. No, I don't think it takes that much effort to bone a hoe. I'm just playing around, of course. LAMP on your shirt might stand for Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. Common acronym used to describe all software used in web development platform. Huh. I noticed that EHPs feel like things should happen according to their desires and become extremely frustrated when things don't go their way. I mean, I think everybody in life encounters some sort of ontological stress when expectations and realities don't conform to one another. And I think that's the prime directive, so to speak, is that reality conforms to expectations. The thing is, thanks, Freeze Moose. What does it mean if I can answer the pig question you asked, Max? That wasn't a particularly difficult one. Not a whole hell of a lot in and of itself. A good NI name for your B suit drum I didn't hear was humdrum. That's a good one, Peter Dentici. I mean, Dentig. Peter G. That's gonna be your name from now on. You'll be Peter G. All G's. Oh, Jake Forrest asked the tarot cards to explain the whole Jen thing? It's not good news. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, you forgot you talked about dogs. What about them? Talking about dogs was a bad idea. I want to hear more from Jake Forrest tarot card reading. Sarmapagu? What about Sarmapagu? Can Krishna Sarmapagu? Just out of interest, have you ever typed an ISTP interested in cognitive functions? My experience is they simply are not interested. I have typed a few ISTPs who are interested in cognitive functions, including Benjamin, that dude, Benjamin. Basement Overlord, ISTP, he had a channel. I had trouble coming up with ideas for content. Eric, do you think about the famous ISTPs accomplish things in their life by accident or most not ISTPs at all? I think it has to do with mostly circumstances and how you're brought up and a lot of other things. Okay, Jake, that's good to know. I'll tell you if reality ends up confirming that. Do you do a lot of that tarot card stuff, Jake Forrest? For reals? Did you do that for reals? Or are you just making that shit up right now? Big lag. I'll get it later. Thanks. How about now? How about now? How about now? Is the interwebs better now? Have the interwebs fixed themselves? Or is it still a bunch of crap? Oh, I'm glad. I am glad. Peter didn't Peter Sharma Pergu? Oh. Your name is Peter Sharma Pergu? My image is very blurry, like my heart. I just need someone to catch my interest. It doesn't happen very often. I don't know tarot, but I can talk for hours about astrology. I want somebody on the internet to tarot card me on camera and tell me what the tarot cards say about me in general. Well, Countess 1. That guy who can do plumbing and excel at all things related to electricity is probably an ISTJ. Peter Sharma Pergu. This is quite a difficult name. Your butt hurt never made it inside. I did make it inside when I picked her up. You seem to be delighting in my misfortune, Kimberly. It's kind of spiteful, don't you think? All right, a question. Isn't FI something you had to learn from someone else in your youth before being a personalized manifestation of those ideas in each individual using it? I don't know. Mladen Stojkovic. I don't know. Red has passed away, TJ Music. All right. Sorry, I made an announcement in a previous live stream. I'll make it in this one as well. It's pretty depressing, but Brad was getting sick shortly before I woke up and I had to put her down. So the card for the future of Eric's romantic life looks like a knight with a massive pentacle, looking dejected and tired on a tired horse. So to get there, Eric will take time. Okay. Well, Officer Red was a good woman, a good chicken, a good friend. She'll always have her song. Not every pet got a song. Pretty depressing. Well, None Your Biz is contradicting the tarot cards. But what are you going to do? So, will anybody out there read my tarot cards in a yeah, sure. Okay. People do that sometimes. JC will take a look at it, tell me what you say, and I will answer it or something. I'll read some shit for you. All right, you know how to read tarot cards? Tarot cards are demonic, are they? I don't think so. I don't think they are. Are they? I don't think so. I don't know what that means anyway. Say they're demonic. There are some sorts of magics, though, that I agree are bad. But I don't think tarot cards are bad. Tarot is crap, says Eileen. I believe in. I have within my repertoire of ontology magical thinking. Do I believe in astrology? No, I don't. Do I believe in tarot? No, but I'm ready to hear somebody's reading of me. I'm interested in hearing it, you know. Look, people encounter narratives from all different areas of um, from all different areas of the world. Like, you know, I saw a message on TV one time. I turned it on, and the first thing that was happened to be on there when I turned on the TV was this Buddhist monk saying something about compassionate listening and what you can do when you're talking to somebody who's expressing a lot of wrongness in their thinking or whatever. Susie, you're just making that shit up. You're not reading any cards or anything. That's what makes it not magical. That's just ordinary intuition. Your tarot cards say the night is young, the world is in fear, and you're in need of peace, so you can transcend this foolish fear to childish goodness to the infantile terror. That's correct. There's this. Rachel Apollosa, would you read my cards? I don't care if you're good at it or not good at it or whatever. Can we do it right now? If I get off of this thing right now? I know I need to trim my beard. I know. I used to have a hairdresser in the mix, but not so much anymore. Oh, right, Dark Star. Sorry. My bad. I saw it before and then I got distracted. You know how I get distracted by things sometimes. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. To be perfectly honest, I do sometimes get distracted by things. I cannot lie about that. Exciting. Exciting. How do you spell exciting? Exciting. There. Okay. Here it is. I got the share button. I'm going to push it with my finger. It's going to deliver me a link. Copy it. It's copied. I'm going to push done. I'm going to push X. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to push Mia. And I'm going to push Pia. Boom. Boom. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. All right. Boom. Hey, here's a tentative list of my main rebuttals, which I would like you to address for the sake of accuracy. That's all correlative. Those aren't skills things. If you're gonna say like, here's facts about me that would tend to correlate with Mia, that's not convincing me of anything. Those aren't process analyses. All right. Well, so let's go to autonomy. You know how to go there? You know how to go there, I think. Or, you know what? Why don't we Google Hangout? Do you have Google Hangouts? Rachel Lapalosa? If so, can you invite me to a conversation? With that email address? Okay, I just interceded on your behalf with the Slavs. Okay? You'll be fine now, Blake. I just solved that problem for you. Well, you might want to go to the hospital. Okay, Rachel Lapalosa, you don't have to get the app for that, do you? What's smudging? 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 What's smudge? I want to know what's smudging. All right. So, Rachel Lapalosa, are you ready to go? If you are, going to end this stream. Well, no, it's, to be perfectly honest, propane is kind of a weak evil cleanser compared to MAP gas, which is the cleanser that I normally use. MAP gas is like twice as expensive, but it's a few hundred degrees hotter. Make a live stream. No, I'm not ready yet, says Rachel Lapalosa. Okay, look, Rachel Lapalosa, we're not going to live stream this. We're going to record it because it's different than live streaming. So it doesn't matter if you're ready. You can still start the conversation with me, and I could end this live stream. And we could talk about it. On the Google Hangouts. I do think development is possible, but the conscious and unconscious still stays the same. I agree with that. The success is there, but like in a more peaceful vibe, instead of like boom, publicity kind of vibe. Will I ever decide what I want to do for a living? Well, Gilded Garden? The answer is if you want to. Bum, bum, bum. Life is like a piñata. You swing and swing your stick. Sometimes you miss, sometimes you hit. When you do, candy comes out. Wise words indeed. Her FI are natural proficient uses of social harmony and FE are okay. This requires this type of behavior in this current setting. Zaylen Black, you know what I mean. You agree with me about the piñatas. Life is like a piñata. You go around swinging your stick. Sometimes you hit it, sometimes you miss it. Mostly you miss it. When you do hit it, candy comes out. The end. What job did I want to do as a child? I had no fucking idea, but my answer would be when asked that, stockbroker or dentist. Why did I think that? Because I don't know, polar FI, I guess. I had no notion of what it would mean to like or not like something. It just seemed like everything was just random choices. I don't know. Come on, Slowpoke. Rachel Lapalosa. Why you gotta slowpoke the fuck out of me? Come on, Slowpoke. Come on, Slowpoke. You wanted to be an astronaut? FI has more base natural ability, but FE can over time educate itself greater. Well, FE is a interface function, so you learn heuristics of interface. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Stock are for Jewish children. Oh, it's warped Remius again. I don't like your group hating shit. Group haters always hating groups. I don't want to be a group hater like that guy. I want to pick a group randomly to hate, and I'm going to hate them. I'm going to pick people with small ears. I hate those people with small ears. They are so lazy and dumb. They don't know how to think. They just use their emotions like animals. They're not even very human. People with small ears, fuck them. You wanted to be a porn star. You can still make that happen, I bet, Siren Tarot. It's not a dream you you have to give up on. Hey, I'm new. Hi, Banger Music TV. You're new. Hey, everybody. Banger Music TV is here, and he's new. But now I'm a social anthropologist. Welcome, Banger Music TV. Probably teasing your entry is not the best way to greet a new person. I apologize for my poor manners. You should teach anti-discrimination seminars. I should. Stop hating members of groups. The only group you can hate are people who hate members of groups. Okay, that group of people deserves to be hated. You're a retired porn star, more money in tarot? Oh, what do you know? Well, cool. It's really the only job you can fuck on the job, right? Pretty much no other job can you fuck on the job besides porn star. A gaggle of group haters. I don't know. I think the group name for group haters is a spite load. A spite load of group haters. I don't think porn star sounds like an awesome job. I think you should do a live debate session with all types so we can see how each type's debate. Glad to hear it, Peter. A competition of TI users. Well, Countess One, that's a very good idea, but I also like that to be the group name for TI users. A competition of TI users. When are you going to appear on Dr. Phil? Probably never. A competition of douchebags. I think it should be like a waddle of douchebags. Oh my God, there's a waddle of douchebags over there. There's a time and place to stop and smell the roses. Reason and rhyme to grace and social poses. How to do, making rhymes, singing us songs about roses and time. All right, cool. So invite me, and then you can tarot me, and then I'll know my future, which will be wonderful. Well, it's too hard to set up live streaming that way. It's a pain in the ass. All right, so I will end this stream. See you later, everybody. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese now. I'm confused, and so is everybody else.